action.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hold the eyes.
In one night, we got together with some gear, futuristic Batsuit, and shot the Dark Knight we all wanted to see. Our mission was to find out if it was possible to shoot Batman on a budget that wasn't $200 million. There was no special sets, volume stages, massive crew, or even a nearby bathroom. The suit was 3D printed, we shot on a prosumer camera, and had a grocery store budget with lots of favors from friends. In this video, I'm sharing how we graded, shot, composed, and did all the VFX in our gritty bat flick, and at the end, you can judge how it turned out. Music in this video is from the site Epidemic Sound. You get everything from music to sound effects for any project imaginable. I highly recommend taking a look at them in the description below.
Was that dope?
When you make a movie, if you can change the lighting a few times within that short piece, it really does just make it feel like you're watching more movies in one. Typically, if a film kind of looks the same from start to finish, there's nothing wrong with it. Some of my favorite short films like Whiplash or Nuit Blanche are kind of one location, one lighting style type pieces. But to make a film feel bigger or longer, you can change the lighting by changing your location or changing the circumstance, whether it's a storm rolling in, power going out. And what that can do is it just makes the film feel fuller without really doing a whole lot.
Okay, back to reset.
I love the rain effect with Nick in the foreground. Like, when we got that, we're like, this is the coolest thing we've ever shot. I'm not one to like disregard, dramatic storytelling elements, but this was also a film that we shot because the feature that both Charlie and I shot beforehand was a drama. I think this movie just speaks to going out and doing your own thing. Like, we're not gonna make money off this movie or any further Batman movies we do. It's not gonna get us a job probably at Warner Brothers, but what it is doing is it's scratching an itch that we both really craved. And so if this is YOLO filmmaking. Filmmaking is also all about setup and reveal. So we started this scene with setting up this hallway with characters going through. And I think if we were to have cut that out, it would have felt like disjointed and like this location just kind of popped up. So we tried to throw it in earlier so that it foreshadowed the space being used later. Sometimes you don't need to overcomplicate what your lighting is or where it's coming from. We had his flashlight acting as the bounce for the scene. And you'll notice in the other scenes, when there isn't even a lightning strike, that flashlight acts as such a good key light for your scene that you're able to actually use your actors' positioning to figure out the lighting for it. So they're actually the light themselves. And flashlight lighting is so iconic for movies because it creates flares, shadows. This is the part I was actually the most afraid of shooting because I don't know horror timing. And because we wanted to be as one smooth take, cutting would have taken you out of it. So you really have to figure out the pacing of when to do a jump.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. What? That's terrifying. So good. Sean. Okay, one more time. Love it. Cool, nice, very nice. Okay, I just want to get a wide view in the hallway here because I think that fog dissipated enough. So it's just you.
Rocks the Batsuit. We have Batman on our demo reel, but he was Batman.
I'm Batman.
Today, just one night only.
So we're good then. Yeah? You said that if I like you, then we'd be good, right?
I honestly think horror has had it figured out for decades. They just use blood to boost up. It's blood suspense. We had lots of time to spare in this moment because we were working on the Batsuit. So always be shooting. When you're in a small time frame, small space, small amount of money, just try and get as much coverage as you can. There's gonna be so many things slowing down the process, like someone getting their wardrobe done, someone forgetting to do something, and you'll just find that you're standing around doing nothing, and then someone comes up to you, they're like, hey, why aren't we shooting? And you're like, I don't know. Why aren't we shooting?
Let's give it a go, slow steps. And you tilt your light down. Okay, yeah, you notice the blood. You don't tilt down yet. Now slowly tilt down. Hang tight. So see how you have the flashlight? Can you blast it, just kind of, don't ever like hit the lens with it? Yeah, so that looks good. Just like that. Okay.
Having in your head, always be shooting, or why aren't we shooting? Like just constantly be playing that in your head. Why aren't we shooting? Why aren't we shooting? Why aren't we shooting? It'll get the thing done. It takes a lot of energy, and I know like have breaks and relax. Like when we could relax, we did. But if you can just grab your camera and just start shooting stuff, go do it. You're gonna love it in the edit.
You come up, right? So we need this, and we see Batman behind you. Pull up, walks up, you rotate.
Well, we'll cut to him here,
Watching it all.
and then we have like maybe the red glowing onto his.
Charlie and I just going over the blocking for this gun scene. I'm probably gonna do a whole video on this, but a thing I've always wondered is like, is co-directing better? I found myself working with a lot of other creatives and collaborating as a co-director on several projects. Charlie and I have done many together, and we've also done many independently. And doing something with a partner on set creatively is, you know what you're getting, has a second opinion on it that's like approved. Because a lot of the time when you make a movie, you're like, do I sound like a crazy person? You can ask your collaborators, but they don't know really the full direction of it. That's the role of the director. So sometimes having someone else who you can creatively jive with really helps making every decision way more solidified, so you can work on set with confidence. The Batsuit came in all these different pieces that Velcroed together because there was so many mobility points. So to put it on is really difficult. So having Beth on there and like basically being a NASCAR mechanic, like she was like pit crew, pit boss, driver, and racetrack. My buddy Rich shot all the BTS here with my buddy Ryan. Go take a look at their Instagrams. I'll provide them in the description below. Two of like the most talented hybrid photographer, videographers in Toronto. Damn, that suit looks so cool. You know, I wonder if like big directors watch behind the scenes in their films and they go, oh man, the BTS guy's shot's way better than mine. The amount of times that's happened is depressingly high. It's also amazing that I have friends who are just so talented at what they do. This is one of those moments where I really wish we had a wide or another cutaway. I had to cut a lot of this scene to Nick's character because there wasn't enough material for the scene. Even though it like turned out good, I'm not disappointed with it. I wish I like had so many more angles because the scene could have really grown, been larger, but this was like near the end of the day, we were toasted. So sometimes you just gotta like make sure you got the scene and then move on.
That looks sick. Get the f out of here, guys.
Damn, just seeing that suit. Like, I just wish we shot more with the suit. I wish we shot more. I wish we had more time. I wish I was there, you know? It was just really cool having the opportunity to light Batman in the way that I've always wanted to see him on screen and how it all plays together. This is the big fight scene.
And I think we make the suit sound mechanical, like. You wanna see it? That was it. That looks sick, I'm not gonna lie. Beth?
Yeah?
Our beautiful production is, I was just saying your name in the video.
Oh, sorry.
But we can keep that in. Yeah, what? What do you want?
That's what my job is like.
It's kind of like the moment of truth. For some reason, we left the most important thing to the end of the day. And that was just because of timing and wrapping people earlier, getting people to go home when they needed to. So at this point, it was around 5 a.m. and the sun was about to rise. We were in the middle of just wrapping up this big scene. Now, we originally had thought that we were gonna wrap by like 2, and it was edging, I think, 7 a.m. by the time we fully got everything done. But always estimate the time, things are just gonna take way longer. Be realistic and then just add like 4 hours is what I would say. And then if you get it done before 4 hours, look at you.
Okay, so we need more lightning strikes or more flashlight. Like if one of you guys hits the ground, if we can shoot one of the flashlights at these walls.
Yeah, actually. Honestly, if you put it right at the bottom and just so that's pointed straight up, like along the plastic. Oh, yeah,
and it's now time to execute like the big fight scene. A lot of stuff wrote on this because this was the whole reason why we're shooting this, was to see what did it look like in a fight scene. And could we do like a Batman action scene? When lights are flickering and you're on autofocus, or you're operating on a gimbal moving back and forth and lighting strikes might not be hitting at the right time, there's so many variables that can really go wrong in this situation. And when we did our first take, everything went right. I think that speaks to choreography. I also think it just speaks to good luck. Best moment of the whole night. We went from feeling like we'd been up for 24 hours to feeling like we were only up for 12.
I can't believe we just shot this. What's up, friends? So this is the second half of the video. If you want to watch more on-set stuff, you'll be able to see it in another video I made, but I thought I'd show you the back end, sort of the post-production process of putting together a superhero movie, because that's really where the magic comes. When making this movie, we felt this sort of pressure because most superhero films are heavy with visual effects, sound design, obviously costume in these epic locations. And once we had finished the production, the second weight to carry was then being sort of on par with that with our post end. So the first was doing the edit. The edit kind of assembled quite easily because I had it in my head. And the thing that was the cheat code was I didn't use any audio syncing in the post-production process. It all came in camera, recording it on this microphone, but since it didn't turn out that good, I had to send it all over to my post sound guy, Joshua Hemming. He is an insane, talented dude based out of Toronto who basically beefed up the entire film. The audio originally sounded like it was coming from a tin bucket with a bunch of flies being swirled around it like a laundry machine. Creating a soundscape all starts with creating a visual scape. So having that rain on camera, the flickering lights, the robotic movement, and pairing all of that with the sound design that was all done in post made everything feel super. The next thing was making like the suit seem cooler because it was all just 3D printed plastic and there was a lot that wasn't looking as good as what I wanted it to look. So in post, we just added in all of these robotic sounds and it made it sound way better. If you're interested in sound design, just let me know in the comment section and maybe I'll do a video with Josh. Now let's go into the color grade. This is all done by the company Odd Goats. They took the movie and within a day was able to throw a pretty decent grade onto the film. Now, since we shot it pretty stylized, the grade was just enhancing the stylized visuals. When you shoot something more flat with less RGB and more sort of ambient lighting, you're able to have a little bit more flexibility with the color, but we kind of set the color on set and really we were just dialing in the tone of things. So back end didn't look as crazy different as the front end, but still the team there did an incredible job. If you're looking for a colorist, go take a look at Odd Goats. They also just have an awesome Instagram. Now, the next part I want to talk about is the visual effects. This is where I think most movies go overkill on. We obviously couldn't afford to go overkill on our visual effects, but I was able to connect with my buddy Prakash from the team Luma Pixels. Now, Prakash was able to enhance the visuals. Now, we've worked on multiple projects from Echoes, Clementine, and now this is our third sort of narrative collaboration. And what we're able to do with every single thing that we do is not to overcomplicate the post-production visual effects. This is #1 tip for indie filmmakers. If you want to make a fan film, don't rely heavily on CG, but also use it as a tool. There are certain things that you can know that work well. For example, muzzle flashes are easy to do and they boost up your production value. Adding in fake rain also on this basic drone shot made it tie in with everything and allowed us to access the soundscape that made it look cool. And then the final is having this like batarang flying past the camera. All of these little elements make it feel better without really sinking a ton of time and budget into it. And if you can do simple VFX, taking that David Fincher approach, which is rather than building a world from VFX, enhancing your world with VFX can go almost further. Let's talk about, I think, the thing that really makes the movie sing. We used a custom score made by a good buddy of mine, Terry Ben. Now, he came along and put together this original track for the film. We were just hanging out and chatting, and I was like, would you ever be interested in doing a Batman movie? Got a wide range of approval, so he hopped on. Now, him and his partner in crime, Michelle Osis, did our last feature film, and we built up a good rapport there. I would just say working with composers in general is really going to get you that custom style that you're looking for. Now, I've had the opportunity to work with some incredible sound designers and musicians in the past. I can also recommend the team Chromosomes. They did our score for Clementine, which you can find on Spotify below. All right, and finally, to wrap this up, I can talk briefly about the edit because that's what I worked on personally. And we had shot it for the edit, so I knew exactly how I was going to piece it together. And if you want to learn more about editing a film together in the format of narrative structure, because it's a little bit different than doing travel videos or documentary or even corporate stuff, I would recommend taking a look at my course, The 4-Week Filmmaker. Each week is specifying on a different category, from pre-production to production to post-production. And in the post-production process in week 3, we're gonna be diving into the edit. So learning about how to piece together a scene emotionally, when do you cut to a wide, when is that close-up really needed, and how do you keep the pace of something that's like action versus something that is more dramatic, building up that suspense and tension. There's a lot of things that we did in this movie, and I can share all those secrets in there because I would go on for hours on YouTube. So I absolutely love you guys. If you haven't seen the Batman movie, you're just watching this now, like, holy smokes, I just ruined the whole thing for you. Go take a look at the movie. Sure enough, it's sprinkled enough throughout this, but we did a lot of fun stuff. We want to do more. This is just step 1 of making Batman. And if you'd like to be part of that journey, we have a Patreon that you can go and support, and that'll help make more of these films like this. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in another video, hopefully, or in another life. That would be also interesting.